like being on the med.
Bringing lots of joy.
Nothing good on TV these days.
姐姐，今天我们一起打金地好不好？
Oh boy, another bland video game ad. Whatever happened to those commercials that seem like art pieces?
Like the PS2 commercials by David Lynch.
Or the Japanese Resident Evil 2 ad directed by George Romero?
The puppet show for Star Fox Zero.
A teenage Paul Rudd advertising the Super Nintendo?
Stevie Wonder saying you don't need eyes to play Atari.
Wait, hold up, that was a thing?
It was fake, but hey, it would have been memorable.
True. But seriously, what happened to those?
Changing times, I guess. I just got a great idea for a video. I'll be right back.
Where are you going? We're gonna miss the movie! Advertising. The activity of attracting public attention to a product or business as by paid announcement in the print, broadcast, or electronic media. In short, it's supposed to be a simple concept that keeps capitalism afloat. Key emphasis on supposed to. There are plenty of ads and PSAs out there that can double as art pieces on their own. But what I want to focus on are specifically the video game ads that not only want you to buy their products, but give you something memorable on top of that. Of course, the most obvious thing you can do is just, show the game, or show some fancy fake trailer at E3, Summer Games Fest, or the Game Awards. But that's what everyone's doing nowadays, and what does that make you? A wussy little basic bitch! Whether it's traditional forms of marketing or guerrilla marketing, yeah, this video's just gonna be one giant ad campaign, and no one had to spend a dime on this thing. I'm telling you, free marketing is so powerful. Somebody go tell Nintendo that. The most obvious ad is, a billboard ad, just out and about for people to see while they're driving to work or crashing Lamborghinis for content. And if you're Rockstar Games, just paint the whole damn building, or even 3 if you're crazy, like they did with Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5 before release. I will bet you my life savings that they will do the exact same thing for GTA 6. But please make it a wanted poster like you did for GTA 4. That was stupidly clever. Actually, you know what? Make 6 different wanted posters on 6 different buildings. Budgeting. Hell, even Red Dead Redemption got this building painting treatment. Twice. And while you're at it, throw in a subway cart for good measure. But what about the ads that have nothing to do with the product itself? There's plenty where that came from. Like Nintendo trying to get away with the Monty Python gag as an ad for Super Mario World 2. I'll take the check. The Japanese version was quite tame and, had a lot of charm to it. I did find it better than the US ad, actually. But hey, they both have their twisted charm. As you know, around this time, Nintendo, specifically their American branch, was trying to outdo Sega at their own marketing campaign. And some of these ads, especially before the We Would Like to Play campaign, are just strange. Well, it's not like Sega was any better. I mean, have you seen the ads for the 32X?
Mommy, what are those 2 Sega machines doing?
They're making an arcade system, dear.
Wait, is that what that clicking was? Shit, then I called in the bomb squad for nothing.
Oh yes, more, faster, faster! What did you think we were talking about, you little degenerate?
I don't know, a day at Sonic's schoolhouse or a good time in the bedroom? I'll let you be the judge of that one.
Tomfoolery aside, there's a lot more to explore here. Here's one for the Atari Jaguar, calling me a dumbass if I can't add numbers properly. This feels a bit personal on my end, because I couldn't add numbers without a calculator, and look where I ended up.
Sega Genesis is 16 bits. 3DO is 32 bits. The Atari Jaguar is 64 bits. Which is more advanced? Clifford!
Smear campaigns are nothing new. Politicians do this all the time, but the most iconic smear campaign has to be...
Genesis does.
16-bit arcade graphics.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis does.
What Nintendo don't?
Yeah, well, you know what they say. Genesis Genesis, what Nintendo Genesis. Here's another one. This one basically says, "Fuck couples therapy, play Tekken 3. That'll solve all your bottled up issues."
This is for 40 years of macaroni and cheese.
That's for never saying I'm sorry.
And this is for your mother.
I would actually love to see this as an actual therapeutic option. But instead of recommending something like, fighting games or logically those relaxing games where you could just pick up and play, just tell them to go play League of Legends. There's a 99% chance they'll split, but those who stick around are the real strong ones. Though if you're looking for something strange, wait until you see this ad for Star Wars the arcade game on the Atari 2600. We got Temu Jim Carrey over here just looking for a new game to buy, but once he tries out Star Wars, he's just frickin' gone like he did the world's strongest Coke.
Watch the laser towers. Aim for the tops. Pick on the cannons. Use the force. It's coming too fast. It's way, it's way.
Oh, come on, bro. It's just basic vector lines and flashing colors. I don't know what drugs you're on, but save some for the rest of us. We clearly need it.
All right, let's go in.
The hell was that? The same thing also happened to this dude who played ice hockey by Activision.
Ready to battle for the puck?
Well,
To inflict fierce body checking? Furious stick checking? Ruthless tripping? You really think you're ready for all that? I'm ready!
You know, I'm surprised these two didn't start a metal band together. I think they'd be a great duo. Well, it's not as strange as this Game Boy Advance advert that claims it's better than sex. Well, actually, you know what? Come to think of it, you're actually right. The Game Boy is better than sex. Okay then. This right here makes Mario with a tribal tattoo seem tame. There was also a version of this ad where some guy took that tribal icon that's on the Game Boy and burned it onto his balls? At least that's what it looks like anyway. I don't know what it was. I can't find it anywhere, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. And you know, come to think of it, most of the GBA and early DS ads were incredibly horny and strange.
Go on, touch it. It won't bite.
Some even landed them in a bit of hot water because of this. All right, let's move on to something else. How about this Japanese ad for Omega Boost? I got nothing. This is just... What? Back in the print space, here's one for Daikatana saying John Romero's about to make you his bitch. Oh, really? How'd that turn out for you? Here, check out this one. There's two kinds of gamers in this world. The ones who still play on consoles and the ones who've actually seen breasts. If that's not a glowing ad for the PC Master Race, I don't know what is. If somebody tried to do this kind of ad nowadays, nobody would be getting away with it. And then there's this ad for the white PSP that elicits that same I don't give a fuck energy. Though, someone probably got fired for this, looking back. And whose idea was it? A squirrel with a really bad hangover.
Hell, dude, we got on the bar and started pissing all over these freaking bikers. Dude, Cat started a fight. Then we get back here and he goes all night. This place is completely trashed. He's paying for it now.
Yeah, this Conker's Bad Fur Day ad is just something else, isn't it? It's just a casual night after heavy drinking and drug use. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Okay, never mind. Noise complaints have probably gone through the roof because of this. Yeah, the ad campaign for this game was also pretty interesting looking it up. They had a real bar at E3 where adults could drink, and there was even beer mugs. Huh, how about this one for Zelda Ocarina of Time? Willest thou get the girl or play like one? Oh my, Nintendo. Ooh, ouch. This was clearly an influence from the NES days where only boys played video games.
Here's the true story.
Four friends picked to live in a video game.
And find out what happens when they stop being themselves.
Did I just flip to a reality show? What is this?
Close, but not really. It's just a commercial for Animal Crossing.
You know, come to think of it, how come Nintendo hasn't done anything like this? I mean, they already had an anime that airs on Japanese television every time a new game comes out, but they surprisingly never made a reality show akin to the Jersey Shore. Well, maybe a slice of life anime series would be a better fit for this, but hey, this was still pretty creative. And at least it was better than whatever the hell this was. Yes, what you're looking at right now is an ad for the first Luigi's Mansion. Like, what is this, a first date gone wrong?
Oh, what? Are you expecting me to play The opening riff to First Date by Blink-182. Well, I looked this up. They're under Columbia Records now, so I'm probably screwed if I ever attempt that. So, sorry if you were expecting that.
Alright, back to it. How about this one? Boy, and I thought PlayStation ads were strange before, but this one takes the cake. Before the Kevin Butler ads came in and reshaped PlayStation's branding, these types of ads disguising themselves as Rorschach tests were all over the place. You know, just some strange ads that literally had nothing to do with the console itself. Even the PS Vita did this beforehand, and I don't know whether to be uncomfortable or really turned on by this. I mean, Xbox did the exact same strange shit with this Life is Short, Play More ad. They also had these PSP ads that probably offended Mexico, and the nuts you can play outside.
Come out and play! I can't! I'm playing Nut! But there's Portable Nut! What? Oh, Dustball! No way! You got a new PSP with a crazy widescreen LCD!
Yeah, you can play games on it, movies, music, photos, get on the internet, download stuff, and it's portable. And you got tons and tons of games to choose from, and you can play them like anywhere, like on the move, on your hammock, or on top of a picnic table. And you can play your friends with Wi-Fi, and you can solve that and change the name to Sammy. Oh man, this is like only sugar in this stuff. Yeah, I've been watching
PSP. It's really, really crazy.
Though if you want the most creative ads I can think of, look no further than Call of Duty's The Replacer. If you don't know who they are, they replace you in everyday life so you can get as much time with Call of Duty as you want. They've been used for Call of Duty Black Ops 2, 3, 4, and recently 6. Hell, the actor who played the Replacer got to be playable in Black Ops 6. It's kind of a shame they didn't come back for Black Ops 5. Lack of workers, I guess? Although, given that Call of Duty is now a live service series, business would probably be booming, right? Seriously, how is this not a government-funded thing? We can worry about that later. For now, here's Rayman ignoring basic public restroom etiquette. This guy just does not care. Good God, get him out of here. Adults get scared too. I mean, that is true. It's not just beasts from Spencer's Mansion. It's stuff like debt, loneliness, taxes, inflation, and money losing its value. I didn't know Resident Evil on GameCube made me think about life like this, so let's just bring in another one before I get an existential crisis. Oh, okay, here's one. First aid for a choking Kirby. He can choke? Yep, this is a step-by-step guide on how to perform the Heimlich maneuver on Kirby. Did you know that this was an ad for Nightmare in Dreamland on the GBA? Well, now you do. And I thought this wanted poster was strange. Poor guy probably did something heinous. Okay, what about Mario Tennis for the N64? Surely it's just an early CG version of Mario playing tennis with the crew, right? Right?
That's rich.
Ew.
Hot buttered popcorn, that's a deal.
Oh, please shut up. Yeah, these Wii U ads are something else, aren't they? No wonder the thing failed. Who was this for? Annoying kids, Nintendo fans, or single people? In fact, there was a bunch of ads that were just plain awful. I already talked about Atari's Do the Math ads. Those were insulting. But then we've got this little doohickey called the Ouya.
It's exactly the same game! Oh, God. $60? Oh, they did it to me again! I could have bought food!
Oh. I didn't know you could commit a fatality on yourself. Either way, was it worth barfing out 3 years worth of meals for what is essentially a fancy Android box? Hell nah! It's dead now! Another one is Mighty Number 9. People already had their concerns about the game itself, but it not only made it look worse, but some lines in the trailer really didn't help.
Stuff that'll make you faster and stronger and make the bad guys cry like an anime fan on prom night.
This ad is essentially the video game equivalent to The Room. It's so bad to the point where it's practically Citizen Kane or The Sopranos. The game's budget was $4 million, by the way, which probably does explain the Kickstarter shoutouts that take up like half an hour to finish.
I'm trying to build my empire, but this one player keeps kicking my ass.
Is it the Legend 27?
Yeah, the Legend 27.
You summoned him, didn't you? Yeah, I don't remember anyone talking about this one. Well, one soul was brave enough to do it, so gave me the confidence to do it. Before I aggressively used ad blockers, I remember catching this one a few times. It was all over the place for a little bit, but from what I heard, it vanished and then came back. It was just so odd. Well, at least these, along with Clash of Clans cinematic trailers, are actually far better than modern mobile game ads. As a tool to sell you a game, it's the worst ad of all time. Worse than the Wii U ads, and that was a very low bar to clear. They are effective though, and I think that's proof that we've learned nothing as a human race. Tangent aside, this ad for the free-to-play mobile game Game of War is about the very first Game of War player, the one, the only,
the Legend 27.
I don't know what happened to the other 26 Legends, but whoever this Legend 27 is, he or she has probably done a lot to get that status as the 27th Legend.
Well, let's hope they don't follow in the footsteps of Christopher Columbus.
What the hell did you mean by that?
And that's how Columbus Day became a national holiday.
Oh, mother of Christ. I'm surprised you know about that sooner, dumbass. Hey, how did you get back here, you little What in the hell happened to this guy?
No, like seriously, he was just here 2 seconds ago and then he just vanished into dust. Like, what's happening here?
Another suffered the same fate as Bart Simpson.
I'm Bart Simpson. Let's watch what you want to watch.
Strangely, both of them are ads for Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. And reading this out, yeah, it might as well be false advertising because I heard this game kind of blows. I think another bad advert I can find was Earthbound. Yeah, it had a scratch and sniff card and told people this game stunk. It's probably one of the big reasons why it sold so poorly in North America at the time. Anyway, what other adverts can we find? Oh, Jesus Christ, up here we go again. Yep, this was an ad for the very first Super Smash Bros. Title, and it is, for lack of a better word, iconic. And even if I couldn't play the song used here, it's also the very first thing I think of when I hear Happy Together by the Turtles that isn't the Simpsons movie, Band Hero, or some cliche-filled rom-com. I can't see me loving nobody but you. No, seriously, just head to the back of the class. I can't see you loving me at all. The other games in the series didn't quite get the same treatment in my opinion, specifically within North America. While this and many other ads during the N64 and GameCube era were done by KCL Productions, some of these were just strange, bland, or both. Melee had, whatever this was. Brawls was a part of the We Would Like to Play campaign, which means, yeah, it's pretty bland. Smash 4 was just...
Settle it in Smash! Fighter! Donkey Kong!
Why always need your voice? Hand over the pizza.
No! Settle it in Smash!
Who's the champ? You the man! Say it, champ!
And Ultimate, for some baffling reason, didn't have music. But that didn't stop folks from adding whatever song they wanted, though. What about other regions? Surely they have to have something better, right?
Nintendo All-Star がゲームキューブで大乱闘。カットパス、張り飛ばす、吹き飛ばす、バス、ガス、バッ吹っ飛ばす。
Oh, come on! Okay, how about an ad for Pokemon Red and Blue? I mean, what's going on here?
Hey, little buddy, want a ride?
Pikachu!
Yeah, whatever.
Alright, looks like this man's doing a public service for the Pokemon. Support public transport, folks.
I'll be right back.
Holy shit, you f***ing killed them, dude! I mean, yeah, they were crushing into a Game Boy, but good God, that's disturbing. This smug man is a hero to most, and the most wanted criminal to others. Oh, I think I know where this is going. This was an ad for Guitar Hero World Tour and Onwards that parodies the one scene from Risky Business. And when I say it was used in World Tour Onwards, I am not kidding. GH Metallica did this, but it made fun of old men and blew up a house. GH5 had so many rockers on one stage, it's a little overkill. Wait, what the fuck? Band Hero, of course, had Taylor Swift, and Van Halen never got one of these. Why? I'm not even gonna finish that sentence. But even so, this scene was parodied so many times, not just in Guitar Hero, but other places did this too. You'd be surprised. Ironically, the song used was not on the base game set list, but would later become DLC for World Tour, and the singer does the damn slide. You absolute madman. This is beautiful. Still like that old time of rock and roll. The sky's another really, really damn hole. This kid is really done with your shit. And Martinez woke up with his face all numb. Why is he here? He just got from surgery. Kirby and the Crystal Shards US commercial. No animals were harmed, by the way. Sega Dreamcast, its Thinking campaign. And now I'm concerned. Nintendo's Who Are You ads for the GameCube were strange, but we got to see some cool stuff at least. The Japanese commercial for Super Mario All-Stars, that's just great. I got no notes. We can also throw in the Japanese commercial for Super Mario USA starring Birdo, because... How about Crash Bandicoot trespassing on his rival's turf? Yes, this actually happened. He did come back for the eventual fourth game, by the way.
We're having a Bandicoot.
Yeah, he's putting it together, folks. I should go.
Devil May Cry 5 for its creativity and stellar VFX. Did you know that this was directed by Mike Diva? Well, now you do. How about this Star Fox 64 Nintendo Power promo tape from June of 1997?
Look at your little plumber boy now.
What are you doing? No! Not the Mario doll hooked up to the battery table coaster, Chad!
Man, the 90s were strange.
Oh, nice, dude. Nice job, nice job.
The Pakistan McDonald's commercial. These are on a whole other level of weird and was probably made for cheap. Wait, who are you people? And finally, to end this off, the GBA Donkey Kong Country ads from Japan, where some guy in a Donkey Kong suit tries to ride an ostrich to some very expected results. So what did I get out of all this? 3 to 4 months of on and off work, getting sick twice, posters falling off my goddamn walls, and the stench of blood and ash is still in my laundry. Why is it still there? I don't know, man, but at least it's done. Anyway, I gotta get going. Gotta get to work.
Oh, wait, you actually got the job?
Sure did.
Sick, congrats.
Thanks. I'm working at that new fast food joint in the city. Balatro Burger, I think it was called.
Wait, you mean the one in Little Jasper, right?
Yep. Thank God Cool Blue hooked me up with that interview. Kinda needed a more consistent form of income, you know?
Hey man, I get it. Merc work kind of fell to an all-time low ever since that law passed. I tried to warn them that it would kill an entire industry, but no! They had to take the lobbying money and call me the crazy person. If it wasn't for Mac, I would have been ousted by damage control by now.
And you owe him big time. Go give him a bottle of wine or something.
He's 10 years sober, dude. I'm not doing that to him.
Oh, yeah, that was rather stupid of me, but I'm sure you'll think of something. You always do. Anyway, you coming with Mini Jade?
Heck yeah, I'm coming with you.
Well, you know the drill.
Augmenting your reaction time? Now that I can do.
And that's something that I'm perfectly fine with, trust me.
Alright, have a good day, you guys.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened off screen, but just to make a long story short, we're all adjusting just fine. So